Hello again, everyone. I'm TWEWY again. Sorry I haven't had a video up in a while. It's just I've been going through a whole bunch of financial issues. I just got out of college, and I have no money to be going next semester, so I've been job hunting and all that. But don't worry, I have a whole bunch of videos coming in, and new reviews coming in. I have a game coming in soon that I'll be reviewing, so everything will be going good. Now, right now, I have another rant, of course. I've had this game for a while, but I haven't really gotten around to playing it much. It's Final Fantasy XII for the PS2. And I hate this game. I really do. I cannot stand it. Let's compare this to another game in the series, like Final Fantasy VII, for instance. In Final Fantasy VII, you have your traditional Final Fantasy game. You have random battles where you walk around on a world map and all that fun stuff. You have your attacks, your magics, your items, your summons, all those. And the story is just epic. You have a tragic death, and the whole game was just amazing from beginning to end. It had a compelling story that just made you care for all the characters, and it was great. I love that game. I still play it to this day. It's regarded as one of the best RPGs, if not one of the best games ever made. And I love that game. Now let's compare it to something like Final Fantasy XII. This game is shit. The first thing I'm going to complain about is the battle system. If I wanted to play an MMORPG Square Enix, I'd go buy 11, if not for the fact that I'd be paying around $80 to $120, depending if I was playing it for the PC or the PS2. But, I mean, why an MMO? I have enough problems playing .hack as an MMO. I love that game so much, though, so I keep playing it to this day. But, I mean, the battle system is awful. You're going to spend 30 minutes to an hour just leveling up your characters because you won't be able to beat whatever boss you're going against right now. Oh, and the license board. The freaking license board. I hate that thing. Imagine I went to the store and got a can of soda. I bought a can of soda and I took it to the cash register. The cash register said, "Oh, well, until you pummel about 30 people in the head, you can't drink that can of soda, okay?" That's exactly what it's like. I get a new sword for Vaughn, and I can't use it because I need to go spend 60 points on the license board. Each monster usually only drops 1 or 2 license points each time you kill them, so it takes forever to ever level up this license board. And some stat bonuses you have to get on the license board, like more HP or more strength. It's a load of bull, because when you level up, you only get about like 20 or 30 HP. It's bullcrap. And another thing I have a problem with is the characters. The characters are awful for a Final Fantasy game. I did not feel compelled to like any of the characters except for Balthair. Here's the rundown on all the characters. Vaughn's a pussy, no one cares for Penelo. Balthair's a jerk, but he's cool. Fran is your "the mists swirl here well" character. And Ash is a bitch. Any of the other characters, I didn't give care enough to even try to even remember their names. Isn't that bad? That you don't even want to remember their names because you don't care for them that much? Imagine if no one cared for Cloud, or no one cared that Aeris died. Imagine that for a second. Aeris' death was considered one of the saddest moments in gaming history. Imagine if no one cared. There's no moments like that in this game. It's a load of bull. Other thing I have a problem with is the story. I mean, look at the back of the box. As war looms on the horizon, the mighty Arcadian Empire begins a campaign to subjugate its neighbors. The small kingdom of Dalmasca was one such neighbor, and it's here that our tale begins. It sounds like a Star Wars movie! In fact, the whole game plays like a Star Wars movie, the entire story. I hit the new game button, and for 15 minutes I was sitting there, thinking I was watching Star Wars 7, George Lucas Needs More Money. It was bull! Final Fantasy, like, let me take a game, from the series. Final Fantasy III. Final Fantasy III was set in a fantasy world where machines were just starting to get popular. People were figuring out, like steam, energy, and all that stuff. But it still had that traditional Final Fantasy setting, with monsters and magic and everything else. Final Fantasy VII. Final Fantasy VII. The whole game feels like it's set in the future, but it still feels like a Final Fantasy game, just because it has all these monsters and everything else. Final Fantasy VIII, as much as people boast on about Final Fantasy VIII and how stupid it is, I actually like its setting, even if the characters aren't as strong as they should be. Final Fantasy XII feels like a Star Wars movie. And even goes as far as to having monsters that you'd think is in a Star Wars movie or any kind of sci-fi movie. And all the monsters are just like different color palette swaps or something. It's a load of bull. I really hate this game. I don't know what else I can go on about it. It's just really stupid. Oh my gosh. Oh, and here's one thing that I did think was funny. I mean, look at Vaughn. I thought Vaughn was a freaking chick when I was playing this game. I really, really did. I thought Vaughn was such a freaking chick. It's not even funny. I thought Penella was more manly than he was. He is such a pussy. And I had no reason to like him. Is he supposed to be the main character? I mean, he totally gets forgotten about. Let's see, what else can I go on about? Oh yeah, the bosses can be ridiculously hard or ridiculously easy. I was in some temple, and there was some huge-ass bird outside that you needed to kill. Well, I didn't have too much trouble with the bird because I had a whole bunch of items from all the money I saved up. I went to the temple, and bam, there's another boss. It was some huge wall thing. Well, the first one you can run away from, but the second one, I couldn't beat. I couldn't beat until I spent another 2 hours leveling up and putting stats on the license board. It's ridiculous. Why? Why would you need to waste all that time leveling up? It's not like I'm playing World of Warcraft or Perfect World, where in order to get specific quests, you need to level up a lot. No, this is just to beat some enemies. It's a load of crap. Oh, man. And I think I know what the main problem is with this. Do you want to know what the main problem is with why this game sucks so much? It's right here. Square Enix. Square Enix has only come out with a few good titles. Just a few. Like, The World Ends With You. I love that game. Kingdom Hearts 2. I love that game. I hate this. I really do. I hated Dawn of Mana for the PS2. These games are just really, really sucking. And you know what the thing is these graphics for these games are amazing. Is that all they're focusing on is graphics? I could care less for graphics. I still play Nintendo games to this day. My good old Nintendo is right here under my desk, and I still play that to this day because it has amazing games. I could care less for freaking graphics. I mean, the first time I played Oblivion, I went, holy shit. But the game was fun. The graphics were amazing, and they took the same care with the gameplay. In this, they just went all graphics. It's one of the best looking games for the PS2, but that doesn't mean anything when the game itself sucks. I'd rather be playing Lost Odyssey, which also looked amazing. For the 360, that was on like 4 discs, I think, but that was still awesome. Or Rogue Galaxy for the PS2, that game was also amazing. But, I mean, Square Enix has only come out with a few decent games. Like, Last Remnant was great, and like I previously said, The World Ends With You is a very unique RPG. Kingdom Hearts 2, which has to be one of the greatest starting series ever for an RPG. Those are great games, and Final Fantasy XIII is coming out, and everyone's like, pretty shiny graphics. Well, if it plays like shit, it plays like shit. Okay? Anyways, I don't know if I can keep playing Final Fantasy XII. I just really hate it that much. So, I don't know what else I can complain about, because I'm not even halfway through the game, I guess. Yeah, that's about all I can really say. This is MMNTW26, Pissed Off. Open your eyes, the pieces are all over. Now you should accept this.